Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hiker Lou. What I'm going to do in this video for you today is going to do a small demonstration, quick demonstration on setting up a Ridgeline and using a military poncho as your shelter, emergency shelter. It's not a foolproof shelter. It's not the best. It's just something that you could use as a temporary shelter just to keep you out of the elements. So stay with me, folks. I'm going to set this Ridgeline up right now, and I'm going to go over my poncho real quick before I even do anything. So stay right with me, and I'll be right back. Okay, folks, here we are. And this is the poncho I have laid out between these two trees right here. I have a beautiful view of a little lake right there, along with those logs. You can sit right there and just enjoy your day. Okay, folks, so here we are. Now I got the poncho. I'm going to set the camera up, and I'm going to show you the first thing you do with the poncho before you actually put it up over the Ridgeline. After showing you that, I'm going to get the Ridgeline up and show you how I tie it up to the trees. Stay with me, folks. Okay, folks, here we are. I have a beautiful military poncho. I'm going to show it to the other camera real quick also. Here's a beautiful military poncho, authentic, the real McCoy, folks. The real military poncho. Just to show you, it's a large one. You can go over your backpack also, so if it started raining, take this out and just drape it over yourself, and it'll cover you and the backpack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to pull this tight, just to keep water from getting into it. And that's the first step you want to do. You want to secure this. And this is the hood of the poncho, so what you're going to do is I pull the string in tight, seal this off, and you go around this a couple of times, just to seal it from, just to keep water from getting in and getting you wet while you're in your emergency setup shelter. A couple of times, just make a simple little knot with this. Okay, so that's the first part, folks. There we are. This is the first part. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go set up the Ridgeline, and then I'm going to show you how I tie my knots on both ends. I'm going to find regular sticks out here and use those as stakes. I'm going to set the Ridgeline right now for you. So now I have the paracord. This is the paracord I'm going to tie around both trees, and this is the first knot. They call it a bowline knot, but more like I'm going to show you something like it. But you can make the loop, come under, do it over. I'm going to twist the rope, make a loop, bring this in, under. Okay, so now we're going to come in back of it, over and through. I'm just going to pull it. And that's it. And that's what we have right there, folks. Okay. That's what we have. Looks like a bowline knot. I'm going to put this around a tree. I'm going to put this through. I'm going to put a toggle in there. What it's going to do, it's going to lock in on that toggle while it's wrapped around the tree, and then I'm going to go to the other end and do a trucker's hitch. Okay, next step. I have a bowline knot. I have paracord. I'm going to go around a tree. I'm going to use the toggle system, and I'm going to go to the other side and use the trucker's hitch. This is a Ridgeline with a military poncho setup emergency shelter. Okay, folks, welcome back. And what I did here to show you, I have that loop. I'm going to even take the toggle out just to give you an idea of what I did. It came through here. Okay, you can see that whole thing right there, folks. And what I did was I used a toggle, which is a stick. I put it in just like that. You can see that, folks. And when you pull, it stays in place nice and tight. Once I release the paracord from the other tree, just come and simply open this up, pull the toggle out, and that just comes right off the tree. This is a quick release system using the toggle. Make sure that's going to be nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is go to the other end and I'll be right back. And what I have here in my hands, I want to show you. I made this loop right here, went around the tree and came through it. And this is what you call a trucker's hitch, and I'm going to pull toward the tree. That's going to put tension on this line. I'm going to pull this. This is the trucker's hitch, and as I'm pulling it, I'm putting tension, and that's really nice and tight. What I want to do now is pinch this whole thing, wrap it around both ends, just wrap it around. I know it's hard to see, but I'm trying my best, but I'll show you the finished product. And then you want to pull that way, and you could do a secondary knot just to hold it, so you know it's not going to go anywhere. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of what I just did, show you the Ridgeline, then we're going to work on that poncho. That's it right there. This is the trucker's hitch, and I want to show you that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we're going to get that poncho set up on this Ridgeline. Okay folks, here we are. I have my poncho, and I'm going to lay this on top of the Ridgeline. Then I'm going to stake it down on the wall. So what I have here are the tie lines. As you can see, I created loops on each end, and I have two small pieces of bank line, very small. This is going to be used for the pressing knot on both ends. That's going to tie this down, and you can see I have the grommet right on both sides. Okay folks, here we are. This is what's called a pressing knot. Okay, and when you pull, it tightens up. You can take it and you can slide it to any adjustment you want. And then once you complete that, you'll put a toggle system in this, and you can see it won't pull. It will not pull. So you can adjust the tightness. I have them on both ends here, folks, just to show you that. Okay, here we are. This is the other pressing knot I made that's going to connect to this part of the poncho right here, this grommet. Okay, that'll be the next step. Okay folks, here I am. I have the pressing knot. I have the stick as a toggle. I'm going to take this and put it through the grommet. Then I'm going to take the stick here and pull it. And that's going to keep it in place. I'll show this, I'll give you a close-up view of this once I set everything up. Okay, here we are. I'm going to go to the other end now. Okay folks, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is the pressing knot. I have the grommet. I'm going to put this through. Then I'm going to put a stick as a toggle. Like I said, the pressing knot, I can pull to give it tension, and it won't come back on itself. So I'm adjusting it now, folks. And this seems to be working well. This is really nice. Good knot. That's it, right here. At the toggle with a pressing knot. That's a pressing knot right there with a toggle inside the grommet of the military poncho. So I'm going to stake this down now. Okay, I'm going to use these lines that I created. I made these. They're 6 feet, but I can always double it up to make them shorter, triple it up to make it at least 1.5 feet. Okay, so that's the next step. I'm going to start tying this in now. Here's the setup, folks. So we have pressing knot along with a toggle. You can see that. Pressing knot with the toggle on each side, and then the Ridgeline has a toggle with a bowline line that I ran through with a toggle with a quick release. Coming to this end, folks, here we have the same setup on this end. And this is the pressing knot along with the toggle system. And then I have the tie, this is tied down in the back. I'm going to show that to you in the back here. Okay, this is it. This is what it looks like in the back, tied down to the stakes. You see what I did? I double rope up, tied it down here. I did the same thing here, as you can see. Exactly the same thing here. Well, here I am. I'm at the cutting table. I just processed some of the wood that I harvested from my last video, and that was from the Ridgeline setup and military Poncho emergency shelter. So this is the volume 16, folks. And this is the wood that I got. And these are some wood chips that I had taken and processed. And I cut really thin slices that you could see. You could even see the light coming right through it, folks. That's how beautiful this wood is. Okay, and these are little chips that I made, and you wear them as a necklace, as jewelry. I didn't finish them yet, folks. What's left to do is run a paracord through the hole and put it around your neck. But this is the wood I got, and look how beautiful this wood is, folks. That is some really nice wood. Really beautiful wood here. And it's a very small, it's a small harvest, folks. It was just a couple of little knots that I had gotten harvest that day from the video. Mainly I was focused on setting up the ridgeline and running that military Poncho along as a lean-to emergency shelter. So this is what I got, folks. And this is some of the tools that I use right here. You see the knives. I have a really super thin axe. That's for fine chopping. And then I have on this side is a borer knife with a larger, heavier axe. I have my saws and a couple other knives. And this is basically the setup, folks. This is not all the tools that I have, but this is basically the ones that I take with me when I go out. This is going to conclude for volume 16, Ridgeline setup with military poncho as an emergency shelter. Okay, folks, so this is it. Sorry I can't do a bird for you today, folks. It's just a little too windy out here, and it's pretty chilly at that. Okay, folks, this is Hiker Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Until next time, be safe.